So I actually had to wait to make this video only because you guys need to understand that I was very heated and vented, so I had to record, re-record, record, re-record this video. So it was just a big mess. Now that I'm in a more zen-like, not even a whole zen-like, but I'm more in a more of a calm, safe zone to talk about this. For a lot of legal reasons, we're going to go ahead and change the name to a lot of the things, to this thing. So, and the names of people will be changed. As you guys recently remembered in my last vlog video about my QC Academy, that I had said that I applied for a job or an audition, and it was just haunted house. This was here in the Bay Area, and this was something that's been hyped about all over the Bay Area, all over Facebook, all over Craigslist, all over whatever. So I go on Craigslist, I get the audition, they're like, okay, come in. I said it was September 19th, I believe, that I had to go in audition to be whatever it is, like a scare or something. But I was like, okay, I'm applying for makeup artist. I put on there, I'm applying for makeup artist. Okay, so I get the job on the spot. Okay, let's not get into details. I just got hired on the spot, and there was no rules and no regulations, nothing that we were expected to do as makeup artists. So me and this other girl who when we got both hired, we exchanged phone numbers. But we're like, okay, yeah, we're so excited. And then I'm like, you know, we're going through the whole thing where we're going to be working at. And we told them, look, in order for us to work back here, it's really disgusting, it's dirty, it's dusty, it needs to be cleaned out. So either you buy the stuff for us to do it, or you guys can clean out the area. They're like, oh, don't worry, we'll assure you we'll have this done, da-da-da-da. Okay, we open up October 2nd, and then we're like, okay, so what time should we be here? I don't know. What time should we be here? I don't know. I don't know. And then the guy was like, okay, let me go talk to the other owner. So he went to go talk to the owners and like some stage managers and whatever. Or like, okay, so they're like, the earliest that you guys could come is at like 5 o'clock, but if you guys could be here at 4:30 so that we could go ahead and run through on some things, let's do that. Okay, perfect. So me and Jola, we're gonna call her Jola. Me and Jola were like, okay, cool. So we just exchanged numbers, and I hadn't had the time to like, I was like sincerely with my stupid iPhone update. You guys already know what that's about. Recently I messed up my phone. So anyway, I couldn't reach her. But we wrote down a list and I emailed it to somebody in the company. I'm like, look, we're working as the makeup artist, and in order for us to do our job, we need these certain items, and you want us to like not use our personal stuff. But they didn't have anything. I kid you not. They had nothing for the makeup artist to use to do FX work. Like, they wanted prosthetics, they want us to make everything. Okay, that's fine, and I don't have a problem doing that, but you don't even have latex. You only have a bottle of Prozaid, which is like this big, some cotton, like 5 big ass boxes of baby wipes, a shitload of Q-tips, makeup that's been used, that's not ours, it's for personal use, and a lot of containers that happen to have like, I guess, like corn syrup and cornstarch. I don't know what the hell was in here, what they mixed. There was mildew on everything. I kid you not, and mold. So I decided, oh my God, that is disgusting. So I threw out whatever was not clean. I threw it away because I'm not going to be coming in contact with this shit. And then we put it in a trash bin and we moved it in the corner. Now, fast forward to, like now fast forward a couple weeks. October 2nd's coming. No one has called us from this place. So I'm thinking, wow, really, like, really no one's called us? So I'm like, okay, so what do we do next? Okay, so I just, nothing, not even nothing to confirm, hey, are you guys gonna come? I'm so excited for you guys to be here. Yeah. So no, I get to the mall, right? Was it Friday? It was Friday when it was opening night. It was Friday. I get to the mall on Friday. And then when I get there, I'm like walking. It's already like 4:15. I get there a little bit early. I get there. There's nobody there. I'm walking through the haunted house. I'm walking through this whole thing like, hello, with a flashlight. No one's here. No one's there. Like, what the fuck? And then like this guy pops up and he's like, oh, hey, I wasn't expecting you right now. He goes, I wasn't expecting anybody till like 6:30. Are you fucking kidding? Like, are you not expecting anybody? He's like, no. He goes, nobody comes on opening night really that early. I'm like, well, I'm a makeup artist, so what do they expect us to do? I was told to come early. I asked. He was like, oh, well, he goes, really, it's an easy job. All you do is just pretty much kick back and sit. No, like, for me, in this already gave me a red flag. Like, the way that this dude's telling me, and he doesn't, and I asked him, well, who are you to know what? He goes, oh, and he starts I can't tell you exactly my position, but he sits down with me and he starts talking to me about all the drama that's been going on and as to why the makeup artist was there. But what happened was that he quit and da-da-da-da. I was like, wow, like it's a lot of bullshit. It was a lot of it because management was not respecting the makeup artist. But I'm like thinking, oh, maybe it's just, you know, egos. It wasn't even about that, man. You guys don't even understand. And I've been over this back and forth in my head as to how to explain this, but I'm gonna go ahead and go bluntly as I can because you guys know La Pocha doesn't give a fuck, and I'm gonna keep that shit 100 to the dime. To the day that I fucking die, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. But anyway, so happens is I'm sitting there still. Actors start coming in like around 5:30, start trickling in 6 o'clock. They're cussing. Like, I don't have a problem cussing because shit, fuck, I cuss, who cares? But no, I thought I had a bad mouth. These kids were talking. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even know you can even say that shit at a job. I know I would have gotten fired on the spot talking like that in front of adults, for that matter, and people who were like residing, like even, and then there was a reporter who happened to walk through that bitch. I'm like, wow. And they're cussing and they're talking shit about everybody in the haunt, and I'm like, wow. And then this reporter, I guess she was from Australia, because that's exactly, I think that's where she said she was from, Australia, because she had like some type of like Aussie accent. She was explaining to me, you know, she was interviewing us, and I'm looking at the people like, you see that we're talking, right? Like, we're like, she's interviewing me, you need to have respect and, you know, not yell over where I can't hear her. Well, it only took about 15 minutes for her to interview me, and then she left. And she's walking around, like, investigating everything. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? Like, who does this shit? Like, there is no manager to tell her, hey, we can't do this right now, but can you come back at a certain time? Is there somewhere we can set this up? I tell you, this woman was walking through everything, and I shit you not, I felt so embarrassed, if not. Only because I'm there as a professional. You're not there doing your job. I feel bad for the company. I feel bad for the people who have to, you know, who rep this name, and you're not living up to the standards that you're claiming to have as far as to have respect for your employees, blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, the makeup artist comes in, the other one, my assistant Jola comes in, she comes in like around 5 something. So she's like, okay, I'm ready to work. I said, girl, there's nothing for us to do because nobody knows anything. And like, there's like a set list, right, on the wall. A set list of to who is assigned to what room, but we were never told to who we were assigned to and to what makeup or prosthetics we were going to be doing this. So we're all in confusion. There's not even a stage manager to tell us, hey, nothing. We weren't even given a day to rehearse with the actors or anything. So this was very difficult on this part. Like, you know, you're frustrated because you don't know what to do. So I have this huge ass, musty ass motherfucker come in. Like, he is just dirty, he's sweaty, he stinks. You could smell him in that room. You ever been in a tight place quarter and like you're in a room where someone stinks so bad it makes the whole room stink? He was that dude. So anyway, he comes and starts yelling at me, I need you to make my face look mangled like I got hit by a car. I'm like, it's gonna be 6 o'clock. You were supposed to be here at 5. Well, I don't know who I'm talking to, but I need to talk to somebody about getting my face mangled. I said, look, I can do what I can in the limited time that we have, and we weren't even given time to run through. We don't even have the proper things to do your face, but you need, he's like, no, I'm talking to the stage manager. So he just walks out of the fucking room and he goes to talk to the stage manager. Mind you, we're sitting there like, what the fuck? And then this lady comes in, like, she starts yelling at me like, are the people ready to get their makeup done? You know where it's almost time to open. I'm like, hold the fuck up. I was like, I put my hand up like, don't come in here trying to regulate boss. You should have been here earlier to regulate people to be where they're going. I said, there's a reporter running around here looking at what we're doing. Who gave her access to come back here when there's clearly a sign on the door that says unauthorized personnel, whatever, do not come in if you don't work here. It's hazardous, because there's tools, there's fucking props everywhere. If you're not familiar with the thing, you know, it's like, don't go back there. But anyway, and I was like, and there's people standing here who don't even know what costumes they're assigned. People don't even know what the fuck they're doing. You're more concerned about people who are giving you the money to pay for the fucking tickets. Like, don't worry about that shit right now. Like, worry about the stuff in the back. Either you need to have like 2 people in the front and 2 people in the back to worry about the back in here. And then she's like, well, I know, but we have kids here. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You are the adult, and there are kids in there that are under, there are 16, 17, 18-year-olds in there. You can regulate their ass. Why do you act like you're so afraid of them? Like, I'm looking at the other assistant. She's like, girl, she goes, I feel it. She goes, but you got balls for saying. I was like, because I'm not going to fucking have my shit compromised and get yelled at because people decide to be lollygagging back here. Like, that's not going to run with me. So, come down to it, I had to do fast ass, half ass makeup on a lot of the people, and then boom, 7 o'clock comes. She gave them like a quick pep talk, like, come on guys, ticket sales, come on guys, let's go outside, let's go and do this. And then there's the haunt, and it's going on, and you can hear everything that's going on. So she's standing there with the reporter next to her, and then she's like, so Crystal, and I start telling her about, you know, about everything that's going on in the back. Like, you know, it's disgusting back here. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. There's people in here that don't bathe. That's none of my business. But if you having human contact to one another, they need to bathe. Especially if you want me doing makeup on them, you need to bathe. And then mind you, I had to use a lot of my personal shit on them. And then they didn't want to pay me for that. They didn't want to pay me, like, what is it called, the kit fee, in order for them to, excuse me, this shirt is just like slouchy. Well, anyway, she didn't want to pay me for the kit fee because I use personal stuff on the people because they didn't feel the need to supply us with the things that we asked for. So we had to use our own shit. Now she's like, well, that's not really, you know, how we do things. I said, well, you know what? That's really it. That's really how you do things. Because I said, for the most part, if you don't have something to supply us for the actors, how do you want us to do our job? And then she looked at me like, bitch, like, I'm like, you know, I don't give a fuck because it's my livelihood back there. I gotta be the one back there working with these kids, not you. And then she was like, well, we're kind of short scarce because we had to turn a lot of them away that were minors. I was like, that's not my problem, but, you know, I'll volunteer and help you where we can, but you need to help us out in the long run. She tells me, okay, fine. So she assigns me some costume or whatever to go in the back, and then we go do it. This is where the real shit gets down, guys. You guys, y'all don't even know, man. This is not even half of it. I had to throw the wig on real fast because I was not feeling the short hair in the video. So I just want to look somewhat like, okay, like a human. So anyway, so I was given the costume, right? And then I go into the haunt, and she's like, okay, stay there until 10 o'clock. I'm like, well, what time is it? She's like, it's already 7:10. I said, well, okay. So I'm sitting there, right, in this shower looking area of the room, and I'm there for like about an hour. They tell you to bang on the walls and stuff to like kind of like terrify more of the customers that come. I'm banging on the walls. I'm switching showers, you know, just so I'm in this one shower and they're shining the light, right? So they're shining the light, and I scare the dude. I guess like what happened was he pulled the curtain, right? He pulled it. And when I scared him, he fucking pulled the wood off of the damn set along with the curtain, and it was on the floor. And I looked and I'm like, dude, I'm totally fucked. Like, I don't know none about this. So I go back in the other shower because like there's 3 showers, and then so the one that he broke was like whatever. So I go run in the other shower, and I'm hiding in there, and I keep banging on the wall, banging on the door, banging on the whatever. And then finally someone comes over. He's like, hi, I'm an actor, Chris, whatever. I'm gonna just, you know, I just wanted to see who was banging on my head. I'm like, oh, sorry, I was banging on your head. They didn't tell me who was where, so I just started banging on the wall, but I wasn't banging intentionally to hit your head. He goes like, no, don't even worry about it. So he's there chilling with me. We're passing all this time. He's like, don't even worry about it. It's a party. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, you don't even gotta work hard at this job. He goes, everyone here is so lazy, and they're like whatever. He was like, come party in the next room with us. So we go in the next room, right? So I go in the next room to see what everybody was doing, because he's like, there's nobody gonna come for like a little while because we just opened. I'm like, okay. So I'm there in one of the rooms. Everyone is talking foul mouth. Now, like I said, I curse, I talk shit, but you don't know me, and I don't know you like that. Don't call me something When I meet somebody, I give them the utmost respect until we get to that level where we're like, okay, let's act a certain way together. You don't call me a bitch. You don't call me yo. I'm not even gonna say the word. I'm sure you already know that word out loud that everyone uses. Like, you do not know me like that. Really, you don't know me. I wouldn't even call somebody I just met off the street that. So what makes you think that it's okay with me? Like, we're not on that level. And then she's like, oh, why you gotta have a stick up your ass? I'm like, I don't have a stick up my ass. It's just that if you're trying to be professional actors and you're in here acting a fucking fool, and like, you don't even know who's walking through because it is so dark in there at this point. Like, you can't see shit, but you don't even know if there's somebody walking in there assessing the haunt and they can hear your stupid asses the way that you're talking. They're like, whatever. So the dude goes and follows me back to where I was, right? I was like, I go back to the shower place where I was. And he tells me, oh, I said, no, what happened was, I said, I'm so over this, I need a drink. He's like, oh, he goes, damn, he goes, that's crazy. He goes, you drink? I said, yeah, I'm 29, you know, whatever. I'm old enough to drink. He goes, okay, yeah, I'm 20 something. I don't remember how old he was. He was 20 something. He's like, we drink. He goes, you want to go to the bar after this? I was like, nah, I have kids. I don't have a babysitter for that long. And I'm not supposed to be out, like, whatever. So he's like, oh, no, we should hella drink. He goes, well, you know, we party in here, right? He goes, just wait, just give it a couple more weeks. He goes, I don't encourage any of the younger kids to drink. There's young kids in this motherfucker that drink. Oh, hell no, I'm done. Dunzo, bitch. I'm dunzo. So at this point, he's like, I have flask in here. He goes, people hide their bottles in the sets. So that way they're not getting caught. He goes, they come in here and they hide the bottles. He goes, people go sneak up to the rooftop and they go get high. Are you fucking kidding me? So people that are not even legal enough to even get high or even legal enough to drink or you know, I remember being young and a teenager and partying, but this is like a high risk area. Like, you have people cursing at you for scaring the shit out of them. Okay, and then another thing was in the rules, I remember the lady was saying, you're not supposed to follow the customer out through the haunt. I guess it's just for liability purposes. People are like, we fucking do that shit all the time. They ain't gonna say shit. Like, it's scary. Like, what the fuck? He's like, you're paying to get scared, so why the fuck not scare them? Dude, because they fucking told you not to, and it's a fucking liability issue. Like, if they don't have the tape for that, don't do it. Like, if it's not okay, don't do it. Or you're not supposed to touch them. I can get, you're not supposed to touch them. He's like, oh yeah, I follow them all through the haunt and shit. And then I'm like, oh my god. So that's not even like, okay, so like, we're in this bitch. Okay, so I think it's about 9:40. So he tells me, oh, Halloween is the big party. That's when it goes all down here. We're always busy. He goes, well, we take turns running through the haunt and shit, running through the rooms. So we take turns doing this and this and this. We don't ever stay at our assigned rooms. But just to give you a FYI, if they stick you back in here, don't be surprised if in the shower room, don't be surprised if you see somebody having sex in here, because a lot of people come in here to have sex, especially the ones that have been here for like 3 to 4 years. Oh hell no, I'm done. I am fucking done. I packed up I took off my fucking mask. I was like, I gotta go. Bitches got to roll and I gotta go. So I go into the back, right? There's nobody back there. I'm like, there's people shit back here, purses and stuff. I could have stole all this shit. I could have gone through this bitch, not even unattended, nothing. People just, you know, people could steal shit back there. So I pack up my shit. I clean up my face because I have black under my eyes, because you're supposed to wear black under the mask. And then you just cut out and that's it. So mind you, okay, so I get my shit ready and everyone's like, okay, bye, see you later. And okay, so I'm like, oh my, they turn on the lights in the haunt so you can see everything now. So you walk through the hallway, and then once you get through the hallway, excuse me, you walk through the hallway, you go into, there's a table and there's like the rope that gives you like, okay, you can go here, you can go there. We gotta, I mean, we're hanging out with all the so-called, the stage manager, the prop manager, the haunt manager, some bitch manager. There's like 4 so-called managers. Don't even know, nobody knows nothing. So I asked them, so is that it? Like, can we leave? They're like, oh yeah, good job, people, good job. And then before I left, they're like, oh wait, we forgot to ask everybody if we can get your, liability forms and your W-4s and shit. I'm like, you barely asked for this shit now. You should have asked for this shit in the beginning of the fucking haunt. This is why you ask people to come early, or at least you could have done a fucking rehearsal, because things were just going crazy and they were just out of control. At this point, your girl Crystal was done. I was like, Poch ain't gonna be up in this bitch. And then so, you know, I had it in my mind, like, you know, I'm contemplating in my mind, like, should I stay? Should I go? Like, it's just too much. So I'm sitting out there. I call up Uber, right? Because I don't have, anyway, shout out to Paul for being my Uber driver. And I'm standing outside with my fucking Uber, just, you know, checking the updates. They tell you, you know, when Uber comes and whatnot. And then when Uber's about 5 minutes there, this guy who was in the haunt, who told me everything that happened, was, hey, I'm walking this chick to the BART, which BART is it's like a train, like a subway system out here in the Bay Area. For those of you guys who are interested in what that is, or you guys heard of it and don't know what it is, that's what it is. So he's like, hey, I could walk you to the BART station. It's like about a mile away from where we are. I was like, no, I'm just gonna stand here only because my Uber's coming. And then the girl was like, oh, that sucks. You gotta catch Uber. I'm like, no, I'd rather catch Uber than BART, because the BART stops running really late, and then I gotta go to Oakland, and then yeah, it's too much, and it'll be really expensive for me to catch BART, which is like a $7 trip, and then like a $10 Uber ride, so that's like $20 almost to go to my house. I can just pay 12 bucks to go home. It's not a big deal. She goes, okay, well, don't get raped. Who says that shit? Like, in my mind, like, I don't understand how that's okay to yell or even say to somebody you barely even met. Like, I would never, like, me even talking all the shit that I've talked in my whole entire life, or even messing with the same people, I would never use the word rape to compliment somebody, to even wish them a farewell. Like, that is fucked up karma. Like, okay, have a nice night. I hope you get raped. Don't get raped. Like, don't get raped. Like, who the fuck says that shit? Just some ill-mannered, uneducated people. And I think I was like, at that point, I was like, I could tell that no one had any safety concerns, because at this point now, it's already late in the evening. And a lot of the guys that are like big and buff have no manners, because a lot of them were just letting the girls walk to their cars. Like, I mean, like, in my mind, maybe because I'm old school, if I saw a girl walking in the dark, I'd be like, hey, can I take you home? Or, hey, do you need me to stand with you for a little while? I know it's really late. Or, hey, have one guy stand outside with all the girls because there's fucking crazy asses at night. Don't you guys fucking get that? Like, I don't know. I mean, that's just me personally. That's what I think, and that's what I would do. But people just don't have that common courtesy or respect for people. So this was, guys, this was the most unprofessional place to work at, even in my entire life of having a bunch of odd-end jobs, from Craigslist to corporate to whatever it is in my life that I've had as jobs. This was the fucking worst. I shit you not. I was even afraid for my own safety at this point, because I never have I ever feared that, because it's like, you know, even though it's in a mall, and even though there's people walking through there, and that's not a big deal, I don't get creeped out that easily. I think I was more afraid of the people that were working in the haunt, because a lot of them were under the influence of either marijuana or alcohol or whatever. So anyway, fast forward to the next day, I told my husband, you know what, I'm quitting. I'm not gonna go back, because it's just ridiculous. I said, at this point, I wouldn't even, they don't even have my phone number, I think. They don't even have my fucking address or anything to call me or contact me. He's like, well, don't go back if you don't feel safe. And I'm like, okay, cool. So what happened was, it's about 5 o'clock. I get a phone call, like, not even 5 o'clock. Wait, let me tell you the caller ID. It's 5:27. I get a phone call from Danny, the manager from the Scare House Park, whatever thing. And he calls me telling me,
oh, do you think you're going to show up? He goes, are you on your way? I said, no, I'm not on my way. He goes, why? He goes,
I'm not on my way. He goes, why? He's like, why aren't you on your way? He goes, do you know? He goes, we really, really need you right now. He's like begging me at this point. He's like, I need you to come back. And I said, you know what? Let me break this shit down to you. And also, you know, I explained to the manager in the evening, the chick, the old lady who was trying to get on me like a little kid. I explained to him, you know, in my most professional tone, I didn't curse at him. I was like, you know, this is my, I have a lot of reservations about coming to work back at the park. I feel really, you know, this. I said, I'm not a babysitter. If I was a babysitter, I can just be at my house with my 2 kids. I don't got time for this. I don't have time for this, because I'm a grown-ass woman. Now, I didn't say grown-ass woman, but I said I'm a woman of a certain age now, and I expect that when this is supposedly called a job, that it should be treated like a job. And then he fucking cusses me out and he says, well, you don't gotta fucking come back then, and just hangs up the phone. Now, you know, La Pocha went on to chola mode real fast because my fucking switch just turned the fuck on. Oh no, the fuck you did not just hang up on me. So I call that motherfucker back and I said, he goes, hello, like hella spooked, like hello. I said, I don't know who the fuck you think you are hanging up on me, but if you want to be a manager, that's not how you start off a fucking conversation. He's like, yeah, I know. He goes, but only because we're so busy and we're about to open. I said, I don't give a fuck, but you want me to come back and work for your ass? Your ass needs to humble yourself down by like 9 levels, down like 9 motherfucking steps, like chill the fuck down. You would tone that shit down. And you know, I had to go cholo mode on his ass because I couldn't, like, you know, when you're nice to someone so much, you know, their only like their only thing is like, you know, to be rooted to you, and you're trying to be really nice and professional back, but then once they're like start acting like that with you, you're gonna go crazy on their ass. And then he tells me, do you have the makeup artist's other number, Jola? I'm like, I don't have her number. I'm not a fucking Rolodex. That's not my responsibility. If you if you were the manager, you would have her information now, would you? That's not my fault that you were thoughtless enough not to collect everybody's information or liability stuff. So I got to go. So if you guys, I said, if you really want me and you really need my help, then humble yourself down. Other than that, don't ever call me again. Quit being so fucking rude, and you need to change your attitude. And at this point, it's bullshit. I mean, like, I wish I could tell you guys the name of the park. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know. If you guys are on my Instagram or on my Facebook, you guys already know where I was working at and stuff. But this is some bullshit. I just hope that in the near future, that as me trying to establish myself as a professional, that when I'm in that work zone, that I don't have to encounter those problems anymore. Well, guys, that was my story time of actually working in a real life horror house. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Please tell me, guys, if you guys ever experienced anything like this. I'd like to relate to you guys, because at this point I've never ever had to deal with this bullshit, or even had to deal with anybody being so unprofessional with the manager title. So go ahead and drop your comments below. I mean, anything would be helpful as to far as what I can do to try to, you know, just, I feel like this needs to be shut the fuck down, and this shit needs to be stopped, only because I'm afraid for people that are working there, or even the patrons that are paying to work to actually enter the haunt. I'm afraid for them, because it's like, you already have people, you know, doing what they're doing, and you have patrons in there unaware, and I don't know, I can't do with this shit today. But like I said, it took me a while to actually record this video because I was heated the other night, and I cursed a lot more than I did today. So actually I toned it down a lot. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like my wig. A lot of you asked on my Instagram where I got it from. I got it from AliExpress. And unfortunately the seller no longer has this wig, but if I find it, I will link it in the description box below as to where you guys can find. This is a 16-inch, I believe. A 16-inch synthetic hair. And it's in like 1B, I believe. Okay, well, that's it, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Mwah. Bye.